ask every heavyweight, every trainer, everybody they've inspired with Lennox. He's not going to fight you. That's all I heard. After I beat David Tua, he's not going to fight you.
Because styles make fights, and your style will give him fits. You're a lefty, and you're fast. You stand in front of him. You circle away from the power, and you hit the body.
And it was my time. You're right. You just broke it all down. And it was my time. And that's the one guy I wanted. I didn't want anybody else. Not Tyson, not Holy. I wanted Lennox Lewis because he was considered the best. Only the best because of the media hype. He was good. But you got some other cats there that can fight too. Give us our chance. Don't pick and choose who you want to fight.
So the one promoter I'm guessing you didn't feel could get you the fight.
Well, when he gave up the belt, Evander Holyfield, number 2 contender. Everybody's saying you want to be on the other side of the negotiating table with Don King. You ain't gonna win. You're gonna get raked out of everything. So, and I was number 1 contender, but Evander Holyfield is he's the name, he's the cash cow, he's everything. And this is my time. So I was like, okay, I gotta sign with this guy.
And Don was with Evander too?
Yeah, Don had Evander.
He had everybody.
Yeah, he had everybody.
You'd see Don King walk in with one fighter, he'd get knocked out. He'd leave with the other fighter.
That's it.
And I asked him that once, and he goes, "There ain't no money in the loser."
Hey,
he just was honest about it. He's like the crook you know.
He a businessman, the crook you know, and you like this. I can't do nothing about it.
You want him inside the tent peeing out, not outside the tent peeing in.
And that's it. I had to get in the tent with him and pee with him because I can't be on the outside getting peed on. So I had to do it. I mean, it happened like that.
So who makes the call to Don King?
Well,
or is he calling you?
Well, Don been trying to get me the whole time.
I knew you'd come around. But so do you personally put a call into Don King?
No.
Is it an outstanding offer like, hey, man, whenever you come around, here's my number?
Nah, it was my lawyer, and my wife. We all together collectively. Let's have a meeting, and he bought out my promoter right there on the spot.
Really?
That was pocket money. You gonna take out my pocket money? He took his pocket money, put it on the table. You take that and you go away. And then
around how much was it?
A lot.
Around.
And he even gave me a lot of money. And I'm like,
for your promoter at the time, it's not the laminate guy from Flint, Michigan.
No.
It's a different guy.
No, different guy.
That we're not going to say because of lawsuits.
Yeah.
How much money around? Now, this is cash. He just carries around crazy cash.
I carry a knot with a big rubber band around it. You do it, old school style. And you have a knot. But, he write a check. He write his check. And
did he give your promoter a check or cash or both?
He gave him, he gave him a check.
$50,000?
Oh, no, that's pocket money, man.
More than that?
Yeah.
To get you away from your $100,000?
I'm more than that.
Really?
More.
How much of that was cash?
No, every day you throw a check. It's simple, and kick the little cash and get on my face. It was more than that. You keep going up. It was more than that too.
Really?
Really.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The story is when Mike Tyson came out of prison, and we're going to circle this around to your situation. There was an offer from other promoters for like $10 million. But Don King met him in the limo with a suitcase or a briefcase with $100,000 cash. And when you see the cash,
pocket money.
You're a kid from Brooklyn.
Hey, you see the cash,
you go for what is a check?
I don't care.
To a guy from the hood, right?
I don't care about Brooklyn. You from the
just
hood.
Poor.
You can be from the hoods of Carlsbad, California, where I live. There ain't no hood, but poor. You see the cash, you sign it.
Right.
Don't think about tomorrow. You ain't think about later fights.
Because a check doesn't mean anything to somebody that's poor.
Check.
Because wait. Because you get dubious. Like, well, you're going to give me a check. You're going to sign it. Wait, then I got to go open up an account. Then some other guy's going to take it. Then I wait. And then you're going to mail me and tell me how it's doing.
Yeah.
Just give me the money, bro.
And you got the cash. I got
so
the
that
cash.
is a societal. That's a true, real thing. And it happens in boxing all the time. Happened to your trainer.
Come on. It happens. I mean, it's business.
That's why NFL and NBA guys, NBA specifically, these guys eat at McDonald's every day because they won't spend $8 for a bowl of soup, room service.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of these guys are spending a little bit.
Not really.
Maybe the lower tier guy, those guys. Yeah, they got it like that. But most guys, look how we grew up, man.
If you've been waiting for the perfect time to start your dream business, it's right now. Do it. Incorporate your business or form an LLC at LegalZoom.com starting at just $99. And if you have a family, guess what? You got to make sure they're protected. You can protect your family and your assets with LegalZoom Will for just $69. That way you don't have a bunch of derelicts sitting around a lawyer's table saying, I thought I was getting the plasma TV. Nah, says right here on LegalZoom Will, who gets what? In the past 12 years, over 2 million Americans have used LegalZoom for LLCs, wills, trusts, trademarks, and more. Hell, Finesse Mitchell was on this podcast. He said he used LegalZoom for his divorce, and it was awesome. Check the game tape. That's what he said. They've saved hundreds and thousands of dollars for people. They want to help you save money, too. LegalZoom's online process guides you step by step, and you get total customer support. It couldn't be any easier. They even have attorney help if you need it through their legal plans. That's available in most states. Start your business and protect your family today at LegalZoom.com. You also get a special discount from your listening to this podcast. Make sure you enter MOHR in the referral box at checkout for more savings. LegalZoom.com is not a law firm. You can get self-help services at your specific direction, or you can speak with a legal plan attorney to get your questions answered and get ongoing advice. LegalZoom.com, enter more. So Don King, it was straight money, and it was a smart business move on your part. When you were on the same side of the table with Don King, were you impressed with the amount of money he was able to bring to you?
Yeah, I could say yes if I would have got it all.
Because he takes a big chunk,
Well,
a third?
it's not even
half.
It's not even taken. It wasn't much taken. It's just, it's stuff I didn't get. Promised, in the contract. So, I keep it at that because, next thing you know, you look up and it'll be on Sports Center or some sports. We were in court. I'm getting sued. So I'm like, I don't even want to talk about it.
According to Jay Mohr's podcast, Mohr Stories, Chris Byrd is owed $400 by Don King. Some weird thing. Something you got to bug in your head.
That's not Don.
No. So, yeah. So, there's things, how much is, you hear about rock and roll bands, they sign with a label and they go, you got $1 million advance. And they go out, they tour, they party, and they go crazy. Yeah. And then when they get off the tour to get paid, they go, oh no, you guys spent like $1.5 million on booze, on chicks, on limo rides. Mm-hmm. Remember that time you guys went to Atlantic City and you blew? Is it like that with fighters, or is it more? But it seems shady.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that with fighters.
I'm not saying Don King is shady.
No,
you know what? I know he's shady, but I'm not going to make you say it on the podcast.
Yeah.
But what type of things? If it's like, hey, all right, Chris Byrd, you get to fight Evander Holyfield. What was your guarantee?
What was it? $2.5 million. Just $2.5.
So you win, and do you get a bonus when you win?
No, it's straight up. It ain't UFC. You just straight up. That's what
so out of that $2.5 million, how much going in is Don King contracted to commission?
None.
See, that's where you got to put that shit. That's like when you have a manager, they get 10%.
Well, I got a lawyer. So my lawyer and my wife, I'll have to
So it's really Tracy's fault that you didn't. That's what
that's my business manager. Hey,
no, but it seems like your lawyer would go, there's nothing in writing for what Don's cut is. That could circle around and bite us in the ass because he'll come back and say, I need 80% because I'm going to put it all together.
Promoters don't get cut of the boxer's purse.
Then why didn't you get all your money? Then what are you talking about?
It's a long story because when you deal with Don, it's just a long story.
All right,
when you deal with Don, it's just like that. Right. You ain't.
So he puts you're off mic. So I want to repeat what Tracy said. Just because he puts it in the contract doesn't mean you're going to get it. But in America, that is kind of how things work. There's a contract, honor it, or we go to court and you lose because it's in the contract. But how does Don get above the law?
But you heard like what she just said. Because you put in the contract doesn't mean that you're going to get all of what's in the contract that you're guaranteed. It's like that.
But I don't understand that. I don't think the listener understands it either, Chris.
It's Don King. He'll take you to court.
And he'll outlast you in court. How you outlast fighters in the ring, he'll outlast you in court.
You figured it out. And now I'm broke. Now I'm broke trying to court fees. So But
yet everybody will still go sign with Don King because you want him on that side of the table for that $2.5 million guarantee. Because if you get a second fight, that's a $4 million guarantee.
No. Well, if you look at guys, in boxing and even throughout history, Don King, he did, he's one of the greatest promoters of all time, but many left.
Convicted murderer. Stomped a man to death with his feet in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And went on to become only in America.
America.
You're damn right, only in America. That's a cool country, and you can stomp a man to death.
But with Don, as far as outside of that, I'm done boxing, so I'll look at Don like I love stories, and he has a room full of stories of boxing. I love the history of boxing, and he's promoted some of the greatest fighters of all time. I want to talk to him about stories. I mean, I didn't care when I signed with Don King that he was Don King. I just wanted to box, and I wanted to learn more about, boxing through his stories and who he met and who he promoted and who he brought up. I enjoy that stuff. So
that's a nice thing to say. But
I'm just saying for Don. I mean,
what do you think your other trainer guarantee would have gotten you? $1 million?
He wouldn't have got me nothing.
He wouldn't have got you the fight.
He wouldn't have got me the fight. We would have got raked because he probably would have took most of my money. So, I have fights after that making, good purses, after I beat Evander Holyfield, but not everything I was supposed to make.
Right.
So, the reign was great.
But I'm just saying to the listener, let's not say you signed with Don King because he had cool stories.
No.
He wasn't a good campfire guy.
Okay, honestly, I signed with Don,
to get paid.
Well, not
because the listeners want to know why does everybody keep going with Don King if he's so shady.
To get paid, that's one thing, but it was I knew I was going to beat Evander Holyfield, so past that, he can get me the bigger fights too. Goes back to what you just said, to get paid, to make more money. So I didn't know all the headache was going to come along with it. I would never sign, honestly.
I like how you just said I knew I was going to beat Evander Holyfield. Like you just glossed over it. Like that's not that's not one of the craziest things anyone has ever heard another grown man say.
It's a style matchup. In boxing, when you got, I don't care who you are. It's like you probably seen Cotto last fight, and he fought what's his name? It's at the top of my head, but he lost his last fight. But I know going into the fight, I'm like, man, I got to give Cotto a lot of props because why would you fight a kid like this? Left-handed, you ain't going to beat him. You're not going to beat him. He knew he was going to win. Cotto knew in his heart, like, this is going to be a tough
Who
fight.
have you fought in your career you knew going in, I might not beat this guy because of the style. This is a hard one for me.
Vladimir Klitschko.
Huh.
I mean, I was confident for the fight. And I'm knowing that, hey, I got to be on top of my game for 12 rounds because this is hard.
They're like robots.
6'7", 245 pounds, just a brick.
What about Vitaly? You thought you were all right for him?
Well, with him, I looked at him. He don't punch as hard.
Okay.
He don't punch nearly as hard as his brother. And I thought going into the fight, it was short notice. It was 8 days notice. So I didn't have time to think.
That's, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Who did you replace?
Donovan Razor Ruddock.
Yeah, Razor Ruddock
was just a guy. It was his.
Did he test positive for steroids?
No, he reversed. No.
Oh, he had hepatitis?
No. It was a reverse vasectomy. Yep, that's what they said.
Before a fight?
Yeah. That's what they said. So I don't know, but that's what.
Was you trying to get Klitschko pregnant?
Hey,
we'll get you pregnant, Klitschko. You're gonna be my Tracy Morgan baby. Yeah. So 8 days, you probably didn't have time to freak out.
I didn't have time for nothing. I didn't even have my passport updated since amateur. So I had to go to Chicago and stay overnight and leave from Chicago to got my passport and got on a plane that Sunday, and I was over in Germany. I didn't have time to think about nothing.
And you had obviously kept yourself in shape.
Well, I was getting ready for a fight. I was getting ready to fight Adolfo Washington, but he's 5'11". And I'm going against this monster at 6'8", and I'm thinking, you don't have no time to think. Just go fight. I was born like that. I was bred into boxing to not think, just fight.
And your whole family's always in your corner.
Always.
And your wife is always ringside?
Always. I always got to see her face before I get in the ring.
I love it. You should learn how to stitch. You know, you should have been a cut man, a cut woman. Be in there sewing. It's just like sewing. Let me tell you this real quick. We have a link on Jay Mohr's Sports. Jay Mohr Sports. I've been doing it right.